Welcome back to the WatchTower Film Podcast, the film review podcast on the Towercast Network. By cinephiles, for cinephiles.
Like us.
It's our last week of Spooky Month, and we unfortunately Mr. Michael Bilal could not join us to
Where
today.
is he at?
He's deeply departed now. We'll miss him. I hear he's ushering people into the afterlife.
I did hear that too.
And the movie that he loved is the movie we're going to talk about today. His favorite Halloween film, Beetlejuice.
Was it really Beetlejuice?
Hey, whoa. You're meddling with powers you don't understand, man.
What are you talking about?
Don't say that name again.
Which name?
You know what name.
Beetlejuice?
Whoa! What are you doing?
Juice is loose.
Juice is loose, a lot of freaks and some geeks.
What'd you do with our friend?
Freaks and Geek Trader.
Is he there? Is he over there? Did he cross?
Honestly, you don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
Is there snakes in his eyes or something?
No, he just had a weird ex. How you guys doing? Like a party?
Welcome back to WatchTower Film Podcast. Well, you're here joining us. Do you like cinema?
I am cinema. Everybody watching this knows me.
Is that a clip on tie?
Okay, I know your dad didn't teach you how to tie this, but I did.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're back. It's our final episode of Spooky Month.
Also, nobody else dressed up. Hey guys.
When you said I wore a button-up. When you
Let's
said
all dress up for Halloween.
No, you didn't say for Halloween.
Everybody does
You
have
said
a
let's
button-up.
dress up for today's podcast. That could mean anything. He wore a special shirt. I wore a special
I wore
shirt.
my cocktail shirt.
Yeah,
so.
he wore his cocktail shirt. I wore a nice
didn't get to
button up
notice.
over here.
This man's
Castro and
always wearing that shirt.
Austin just didn't give a fuck. But here you are.
Yeah, I also just
produced
fucking
like
woke
that.
up like 5 minutes ago.
I thought everybody was dressing up.
The juice is back.
Maybe we should be clearer on the phrase. Let's dress up.
No. Okay, if anybody wants to dispute this in the comments, if we're talking about our October 31st episode, and I ask you, are you dressing
Although it's
up?
coming out on like the 29th.
Okay, if I say, hey, this is our Halloween episode,
Right?
are you dressing up? What do you think I mean? Do you think a little button-up shirt and a bow tie?
No, you're outnumbered here, man. I think we all knew.
No.
You didn't say what you
kind of
meant.
has a point.
He has a point, but he didn't communicate his point. That's why there's 4 of us that didn't dress up.
Let me ask you, Juice Man. What have you been doing for the last 30 years?
30 years, looking for work. I'm like LA, everybody's dead, crazy people.
I'm looking for work. And
I'm
at
looking for work, and I'm dead. Paying bills with other people's money.
What's your favorite scary movie?
What's mine?
Apparently not the others.
La La Land.
That is pretty scary.
That is scary.
But not making it in LA is scary. Gotcha.
Yeah,
got
get
it. Yeah, got it.
Your wife being more successful. Oh wait, that's the opposite of La La Land, right? Who wins in La La Land?
Both of them.
Society.
No one in the wins
She
that
does.
long. Not even the viewers win.
Both
in
of
that
them win.
She does. She's in love. He's not in love.
But he makes his jazz club. He makes his dream.
But not the girl.
Yeah, but
Well, she makes kids.
Exactly. So she wins.
or loses depending on who you ask.
I know.
Speaking of voting,
I think it's already passed.
Go out and vote.
go out and vote.
Go out and
No, you have
vote.
till November 4th to go vote.
Voting? What's
Beetlejuice
happening?
wants you to vote.
No, November. This comes out on October 29th or whatever.
It's November 5th. Go out and
November
vote.
5th. You have till
Yeah.
November 5th.
Early voting is open in Texas.
Or else you'll see me in your nightmares. Her dreams.
Again, what are we
Sweetheart.
voting for?
Trump.
We're voting for
Go out and
cinema. Is what we're voting for.
Or
It is
Biden.
our final episode of
El
Spooky
PRI.
Month. We're here to talk about
Fun.
the film of Mr. Castro's choosing.
Nice.
Which I thought you guys were going to
1997
love, but I mean, I
Beetlegeist.
guess texting and talking and commenting every goddamn
We're
5
like,
minutes.
you have to understand at this point, Castro, we're like film critics. We're sitting there
I know, but look
smoking
at
a
it.
cigarette, watching this shit, and
Look
just
at it like me.
openly.
This is a movie I brought for you guys.
Uh-huh.
You don't go to a theater and be like, look at the door. Hey, man, have you seen that movie with that door? Every 5 minutes.
Yeah, you do.
I actually have seen that
I actually
movie.
do that.
Yeah, that was a good door. I'd Oscar snub.
That's a good.
Mr. Castro, why this? Why this film?
Wait, what film are we talking
Oh,
about?
yeah, you're right. We're talking about Alejandro. Can you scroll down? Alejandro
Señoritos.
Amenábar.
Oh wow, dude, I've never.
Young dude, yeah, he's a Spanish or he's from Spain. He's
He's
Why do you say it like that?
I think he's Chilean, no?
Did you know?
Yeah, bro.
that,
know your
he
countries.
makes films in Spain. Those are mostly his films. Are his favorite.
I hear it's a
Thinking everybody's just from the bottom.
I'm making a movie in America. I'm not Mexican anymore, huh?
Why'd you say it with like a
We're
mild
talking
Scarface?
about
Alejandro.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Wait, let me see it.
Amenábar. Amenábar.
I never.
Amenábar.
I never.
Amenábar.
Amenábar.
Alejandro Amenábar's 2001.
Yeah, 2001.
Yep.
Film The Others, starring Nicole Kidman.
The gorgeous and talented Nicole Kidman. She's from
Australia.
Australia, right?
Yeah. No, we all got our
Dude,
questions.
when it
Australian,
came out, it was a hit, successful. Nobody
Did
has
you
seen a
see it
movie
at the
like
theaters?
that. Yeah, I just seen it in theaters actually with my aunt Coco.
What?
Shout out to Coco.
Alejandro Amenábar.
Amenábar.
That's what I said. Hot singles in your area, Austin. What's going on?
All right, The Others.
Yeah, The Others.
Yeah, it was a big hit. You're right. This film made over $200 million in the box office.
Prove it.
Making it one of the highest-grossing horror films of all time.
Oh, whoa.
At the time?
Still, horror film. Horror films don't make that much money, dude. $210
They're just more
million
for the
on a
fanatics.
$17 million budget. Again, horror films do not make this much money, especially now, unless it's like fucking.
Well written, good story,
No,
well acted.
no, it's
I'd
not
say
now.
it's like-
Now, if it's fucking Paranormal Activity 8 or whatever the fuck it is, then it'll
More
make
like
some money.
paranormal whacktivity.
Only, I'm not gonna lie, I like the first one. The first one really was like, is this real?
Oh, by the way, I just barely got that she's possessing the lady. Like,
You.
See,
God
this,
damn.
This is what happens.
She says it at the end of the movie.
no, I know, but when she was saying like,
This is
oh,
what
and then I
happens
heard
when you
that they
go down
possessed
to your
her
car
once.
and change halfway through the movie.
No, at the end of the movie.
Anyways, the others. This M Night could have directed this shit, man. That's why you like
Get
it.
Actually, yeah, no, I'll give you
Come
that.
on.
It definitely has the whole.
you know-
It does have that vibe.
I was thinking, what's the guy, Spider-Man guy?
Remy?
Sam Raimi.
Yeah, I feel like there's.
No.
I feel like
This is too
subdued.
mild. Yeah, too
Is this
mild.
the Jews
Sam
or
Raimi.
all talking?
No, this is the O,
This is the O.
the big O.
The big O. Okay.
I think Raimi could have.
I think
I
this
could-
is
I
M.
could
Night.
see
This is
M.
more
Night.
M.
I
Night.
could- I
More
could
M.
see
Night.
M. Night.
Who?
Ari Aster.
Oh, God.
This is
no.
too
Oh
mild.
my God.
This is
I
too-
couldn't even tell your rankings already.
The
This
only
is too
Ari,
regular.
the only Ari thing in here is the Macabre Book of the Dead. That's it. Like,
Not even that. I think it's too mild for
no,
it.
come on. That's what happens in fucking
What is this?
Hereditary with the grandma's
Well, this
photo
one's
book.
tasteful.
I
You
guess
don't
you're
need-
right.
You don't need this whole gory thing. This one's tasteful. Tasteful. And I like
I
that.
will say this. I don't know if it's any compliment.
Damn, bro.
No. Like,
Just say it's a compliment.
No, my parents like they do not like horror films, and I know that they like are really they're. If it's a Halloween fun film, they'll like it, but if it's a horror film, they hate it. But they say that this is the one that like they feel like has the right element of suspense.
Yeah.
And also like horror themes.
I agree.
And this ghost story with like a really cool twist at the end. So like they love this film. This is definitely a watch for
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, parents need to like this one because this is one of my mom's
You're
favorite
one of your
films
mom's favorites.
too.
See, I knew it. See, I appreciate you guys acting like you guys didn't know. I appreciate all the little gestures. That's pretty good. Because I know y'all.
I have great moments, man. Look, listen. Well, I mean, who do you want to go first on ratings? I think we probably kick off that way and start.
Well, I was
talking
gonna
about
go
this
with the guys that didn't watch it, but apparently everybody watched it.
No, I've never seen it before. I had never seen it before. I'd never seen it before. He had. I think he's the only one who had.
No,
Yeah.
I had seen it like when I was really young, and I just remember like a faint twist, and then like there were some like hints early on, especially like when it like the dialogue got really heavy with oh, ghosts aren't real. All of us go to heaven. And it was just like these weird. I don't even know how to describe them, but these heavy-handed leans into like we're living and they're dead, and it was just like.
But it didn't like throw you off. Like I know you saw it, but it didn't kind of like, oh, I know what they're trying to do. But then it.
I think the sleight of hand was actually
I
nice.
forgot the
One of those.
reveal. Like I forgot the reveal. I remembered the twist, but I forgot how they like showed them. So
Yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah,
cool.
because like they kind of throw you off your feet when
It's supposed to.
when
The
you
religious
find out
aspect is supposed to do that.
the caretakers or
And that's what I was
the
scared of.
serpents
Yeah.
were dead. Like you think, oh, they're the ghosts.
The help.
yeah.
But then
Well,
like
they are.
no, yeah, but they kind of throw you off from
You
the
think that
main
they're the
cast
ones
or-
hunting?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but I personally, what threw me off more was the religious aspect.
Yeah.
That they're so
As a kid, I never-
heavy-handed on religion and their beliefs that they could never. And I think that's what's really kind of special about this thing is like they're so clawed into their beliefs as Christians or Catholics, and rosaries and pray to the Virgin, as Catholics that that they could never believe that they're the ones that ended up in this place.
See, as a kid, I never asked that question. Like,
Right.
why doesn't she?
Yeah.
Why is-
Like, what did the kids do that was so stinky?
And I know it's so obvious now, but at the time, come on, man, that's genius, bro.
You know what it reminded me of, oddly enough, a little bit. I mean, that plays more of a psychological factor, but Shutter Island.
Yeah, for sure. I could definitely
That
see
Shutter
why.
Island kind of reveal and the kids and the, wife
kids and drowning
and what he's thinking and that type of thing.
You never know. It could have been inspired by it.
No, Shutter Island came after this. Oh, you mean like Shutter Island could have been inspired?
Yeah.
No, Shutter Island was inspired by a novel. This, too, was inspired by a short story. And an episode of a British series from the 70s. That's what heavily...
Oh, really?
Kind of like the British version of Twilight Zone. That's what this film was inspired by.
I will go first. Go first with ratings.
On me on ratings?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Be nice. Be gentle.
For
No.
a horror film? No, I'm kidding.
No, listen.
I feel like it's
I'm
trying
a
to be
sucker for
cinema.
these kinds of stories. I just am. I've written a couple of these myself.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Well, yeah, the exploration of like what really happens in the after. And in fact, my newest script that I'm currently working on focuses a lot on that. And
Nice.
And the in between. I love the in betweens. Just the in betweens for me are very just fascinating. And
Same.
And I think I have this preconceived notion that, and I don't think it's religious in the slightest, but I think the quote unquote purgatory factor. Is where humans can collect their thoughts about their lives before they go into the afterlife. Yeah. It's like that. That's what fascinates me is the in between where they can reflect and think, what the fuck did I do? Didn't I do? Did it matter? Does it matter?
And the beauty of it is because nobody knows.
Right. Yeah. So I'm a sucker for these. When you blend that with the classic campfire story, ghost story type of thing, I'm a sucker for that. I don't think that's the best type of horror. I'm very fascinated by more of the elevated horror that we're exploring now, but I'm a sucker for it. I've been a sucker for it since I was a kid, of these, like, well executed Goosebumps stories, or Haunted Mansion, or, I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. So naturally, this thing holds a little more weight for me. I think it was executed extremely well. I think everything. I think the cast did well. I think the director did well. I read that the director wrote this script in Spanish and then translated into. This is his first English film.
Oh, wow.
And so all things considered, I think it's made extremely well. I think there's a ceiling to it. I think that ceiling is the fact that I've never seen it, and we called it 2/3, 1/3 into the movie. And I hadn't read any of the twists. I hadn't read anything on it specifically.
Really?
So I hadn't. I mean, I had read about the making of the film, stuff like that. But anytime it would say spoilers or twists, I would avoid it by all, because of that. I think a ceiling exists to it. I think the stories. That's the sucky part about these kinds of movies, man. I'm a sucker for them because I love these reveals. Not in the M. Night way necessarily, but in the way that again, I always think movies are these magic tricks, and if you can have a good sleight of hand, I think this is attempted that very well. But
exactly, that's pretty.
It falls into the tropes of the kinds of films that have a twist, and I think that's where it hits its ceiling. But I think it hits its ceiling extremely well. I think it hits its ceiling at the topmost or part of the ceiling. So for that, I applaud it. I think. The best I can give it is a 7. I think that's the best I can give it. I think that's where it's at.
That's fair.
But I think it's a very strong, firm 7. I think it was trying to trick people in the sense that everybody could walk into a movie like this and do exactly what we did, right? Like, dude, okay, this is fucking dead. And you do that with the old lady, and then you do that with Nicole Kidman's character. But I'm very, very fascinated by the fog scene specifically. That's the scene that got me. She's walking out into the fog, trying to talk to the priest, and then she gets lost. And what a metaphor for the afterlife, right? Like, nope, you can't go out there. But I think that's what's kind of fascinating. Whatever higher beings there are, that's why I think that in between space is important, is for people to acclimate, and that's what this film is about. Is for this person to acclimate and on the fact that she's dead.
Right.
And that fog scene is like, we're not gonna make her believe, oh, you're gonna fall off the edge of the afterlife planet. No, you're just gonna get lost in the fog because you can't go further, even if you wanted to. That's how we're gonna trick this stupid human brain into calming down and taking a step and taking a beat. And then serendipitously, her husband finds her in the fog. And I love that scene. And I think that's what this entire film is about, is like how she acclimates in the afterlife, how she wants to take control because you're panicking. And I think it did it very tastefully. So I'll give it a solid 7. I think it was done extremely well.
Nice. That's pretty good. Juice Man.
Juice Man.
The O. We're talking to the O right now.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to hear the lowest part.
I think.
At least give me something good about the cinematography, man.
Oh, I'll give you something good about my cinnamon in a bit, but I think it's shot very well. This is a very beautiful film. I do think that there was a lot of care and attention putting, like, how do we create these intimate atmospheres with this cool little I don't think it's called a sleight of hand, but this cool little barrier constantly throughout the film where the kids are photosensitive, and because of that, we need to keep the light down.
No, that is a sleight of hand. Why would
Yeah.
you consider that a sleight of hand?
Oh no, I just didn't know if it was called that or not. But I like you're darkening up the rooms and you're creating the perfect horror environment, right? Like, I'm surprised more horror films haven't played into that. Like, there's a character with like a photosensitivity where if any light's introduced, they'd be in danger. But they're in dark, they're supposed to be safe. But darkness is this unsafe atmosphere. And it's interesting. We talked about it last episode when Eric was here and saying how he thinks that films like The Hereditary would have been a higher rated film if they were able to take unsafe things and make them feel safe, and vice versa. Take safe things and make them feel unsafe. And that's kind of what this was doing. It's playing into this whole idea, like, as long as it's dark, it's safe. The second there's light, it's bad. And what an interesting idea to play with. So you're always getting these shots that are bordering between too dark and like just lit enough to like see the environment where it is warm and welcoming for these children. So yeah, you just get a lot of really interesting cinematography.
By the way, this fucking cinematographer's done some shit, man.
Really?
Oh, for real?
Both good and bad, but I mean, like, for instance, he was the DP of Dora the Explorer of that, and, you know.
Damn.
But he was the DP of, like, Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, really?
The Goosebumps movie, Poltergeist, the 2015 Poltergeist.
Let me see what he did.
Yeah, I think.
The Javier Aguirre Sarobe.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he's
Oh,
done some
okay.
things, but
No,
He's
but
done some
he's-
shit, but he was also, like, he's done, like, Warm Bodies. He did
one bodies.
the 5-Year Engagement. I love that
zombie
film. He did The
Twilight.
Road,
Yeah.
The Road, the Cormac McCarthy adaptation.
He's
So he's in
He's
the
been
game.
around. He's done some shit.
No, and I mean, it is like, to me, I guess when I was thinking about the cinematography for this film, I was thinking, what a challenge, and I've always been interested in that, this challenge of you need to make a film look dark, but it can't be too dark. You always need to be able to give the audience enough detail
Yes.
without giving them too much. And it's this gentle control knob, because where I've seen other horror films play into it, and I've done it too, they use these harsh shadows that go from, like, you can see this strip of the room, but that part's blacked out, and
Yeah.
let's have it that way. This one has these really gentle, like, roll-offs of the light where it's only going to illuminate this part, but after that everything else starts to fade into obscurity, but not full
Right.
obscurity. And it just takes a very soft hand. It takes a very soft hand to get those kind of images.
And also the fact that it's doing it to play into the theme, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like that was really impressive.
Very intentional.
What about, like, was this shot in a studio or this was on location?
I'm not sure, man. I
Location
didn't
shot.
read about that, but
So how do you get
it
the...
was shot. No, I'm lying. It was shot in Spain.
So it was on location?
It was shot in, no.
like in
Studio.
No. It was shot in a house. When you say on location, you're usually shooting
Yeah, the
where it's set.
Yeah.
This was set in
Like they built it.
No.
no. It's set in a house in Spain, but it's set in Germany, or where was it set?
Yeah.
Poland maybe.
Yeah, because it's
Channel Islands. Where are the Channel Islands?
Ireland?
No, my dude, you killing me. I'll just look it up on my phone.
Hey, Biggie Smalls.
No, I'm just saying because how do they get to make the fog
Austin.
look so nice?
Where are the
and
Channel
stay in
Islands?
place? And then like days and weeks of shooting and hoping it stays like that.
English Channel, Normandy. So yeah,
So wait, isn't that in Germany?
No, I think that's in England. You know?
yeah, off the English Channel in Normandy.
Okay.
France,
Well-
maybe?
So how do you pull that off with the fog outside?
Oh, they're hazers. But
I mean, the
no. Hear,
whole-
hear me out. So I learned this a while back. People think that foggers are all the same. That basically you throw in some fog juice, like you see the ones at people's like houses or Halloween parties and all that kind of stuff, and that a little bit of this juice and you just throw it out. Well, what happens is that there's a special kind. So there's a fogger, mister, and there's like a hazer, and a hazer can handle, if I'm not mistaken, it's meant to create haze, but outdoors, and it's meant to linger. And what they use that instead of it being a water-based, it's oil-based. So because it's an oil-based,
Oh,
like
I've heard of this.
yeah, because it's an oil-based
That
hazer,
thicker.
it's thicker and it lasts in the atmosphere longer. So they say you can never use it inside because then people will suffocate and die. But if you use it outside, it's for those environments where you need these walls of fog where, like where they're wrapping this entire house around.
Right.
Which I love.
Yeah, you just have to set up like 4 of them full blast with some big fans that can like hit it all. And yeah, you can do that, and it'll linger for like a good while before you need to like
You don't
kickstart it up again.
use what's it called, dry ice?
No, that's
You
different.
can use that for like super small things, like if you
Okay.
want to have like a little like mist on the floor or
I
something like
remember
that.
in the theater they used to do that.
Yeah,
the theater.
If you need like those small little patches, but when it's something that's gonna linger, because like with a water-based hazer or Mr. Fogger, it'll go up and it might look really thick, but then
It won't
very
settle.
quickly it'll stop. And then plus with oil-based, you can get different intensities.
I
They
think the
have some.
intention with like dry ice is that it'll settle on the ground,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and these other ones will kind of fill the atmosphere. But
I think I
if
heard
it
somewhere that
drops-
where they used it like in a pool, but there was an accident. Like
Well, it also has a lot to do with temperature. How does it react to temperature? Like, will it drop to the ground and settle on the ground? Will it
Yeah,
dissipate?
if it's cold, it's probably
it-
good.
And then there's also what is it called? They make haze at different intensities, because there's the kind of haze that makes a fog. There's also some that make like the one that just sits on the ground, but it'll sit on the ground for a long time,
Yeah.
like they've used in old movies for like graveyards and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, once you get into that territory, when you know you're going to be like trying to mist and all that, you need an oil-based hazer to be able to like get you that kind of effect.
information for you guys.
Yeah, no, it's super cool and something I've always wanted to play with. It's just
Same,
again,
same,
it's
same.
knowing what you're gonna do with it.
So
This one's
what's your score?
what's my score after that long-winded thing? It's doing a lot right. I agree with you that it just has good talent. I was really impressed with the kids. I felt like the kids did a good job as far as being these innocent, vulnerable creatures.
They went through 5,000 kids to find those two.
It's really. I
5,000?
can imagine that casting for children is hard because.
Well, and then
Especially if you
could-
want an unknown, right?
And then I
Yeah.
could imagine like they had to put like we need really pale.
They
kids.
were eyeing
Pale.
They were eyeing
'Cause-
Emma Watson for the girl.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's 2001, you know.
Yeah.
But could you put that in the resume? Like we need you to be pale.
No, I mean,
It's just part of
yeah,
it.
of course
you
you
could
can.
put like ghostly children, and I feel like,
By the way, the way these kids were made up, like actual, makeup, plays into that, right? They really had the extra, and again, the sleight of hand is you think, oh, it's because they're sensitive to light, they don't get a lot of sunlight,
Yeah.
that's what's missing from their face. No, it's because they're fucking dead,
Yeah.
and that's what's playing into the pale.
yeah. And I mean, I think that again, it has a lot going for it. I just feel and that there's other films that probably inspired this one. Other films that like the composition, the camera movements, even the lighting that I feel like a lot of it I've seen before, and I've seen other people not use it better, but just it's already been made. So
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't it feel? I think where it hits ceiling, part of it too is it feels of its time, and we constantly get into this conversation, and I always bring it up when it comes to this era of film, the early 2000s.
Okay, elaborate with that.
Well, because it's the pretty side of movies, and it doesn't matter how edgy you're trying to be. It doesn't matter how horror based you're trying to be. Even the poster. If you compare the fucking poster to all of the posters of the 2000s, the early 2000s, they look exactly the same.
they're all just very soft lit.
Yeah, the films.
Yeah, they're all very soft lit, and they're very flattering.
Yeah.
And again,
It's a lot of beauty lights, a lot of hair light.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with these dark territories. It has everything to do with how films are being shot then.
like look at this one compared to like Hereditary, where Hereditary, it's not trying to be, it's not trying to jump scare you, but it is trying to be kind of haunting in a way. And the lighting for that one's super sharp and tack, and it's aggressive almost the
Yeah.
way everybody's lit.
It's
but
because
here
because it's lit unconventionally. It's
Yeah.
lit like a family drama.
And here-
this is lit like a horror film. You know what I
But
mean? Like a
even then-
2000s horror
Yeah.
film.
And Hereditary is not lit like a horror.
No, absolutely not. It's lit
What
like
did
a
you say?
family.
It's more like what?
It's lit like a family drama.
Yeah.
It's lit like a melancholic family drama.
It's just more aggressive.
Yeah.
And I feel like this one's so gentle in the way it does things. But without beating around the bush more, I'll give it like a 6.9. I feel like
Alright,
it's...
man. We gotta wrestle.
No, what?
You need to wrestle.
No, what? I
Keep
don't...
the suit, take
I
off
don't
the
got the... Take off the shoes. No, because I think, again, it's... We've seen a lot of great films, and I'm not saying that this one isn't good, and I'm not even saying, like, don't watch it. I'm saying
it's-
that people are using...
Let me interject just a little bit here.
Go ahead.
I feel like you guys didn't give a bigger, higher rating because you guys just didn't pay attention enough to the
No.
Yes, you did, guys.
Here's the thing, dude. When it comes to films like this,
Oh,
it's-
don't you dare go there.
no, yeah.
Don't you dare go there.
It's
So you go to the movies and you're like, I know what this is. What's up,
yes,
Sandra?
dude. Ask my wife. Like, I will call out what's
Oh.
gonna happen in every 5 seconds of the film, and because I know
Yeah,
that,
Sandra gets pissed.
yeah, it's
man.
easier for me to focus that way. It's easier for me to focus on doing something tangible, it's tactile.
Okay,
Like-
okay. Fair enough, but I think that takes away from everybody.
No, but...
I'm not coming at you, but when it's like, oh, that's right right there. I'm like, no,
No,
bro,
but-
this fool hasn't seen it.
You know what I think? Because even when I was like watching it,
Yeah, a few
I
times.
really I forgot a lot of elements of it, and then I was like, I know that there's something here, and then
See,
I
that's,
forgot.
that's the whole thing. That's the whole point. Just watch it.
No, but even for the first time, I think what it does, and I think this is the problem with a lot of films, and like whodunits and all that, and that's why it's so important to design a really good red herring. If you leave a mystery for your audience, naturally everybody wants to solve it first. Everybody wants to watch the film and be like
Got it.
when you watch a like Knives Out, you know, and like
I'm guilty of that too, I
yeah,
guess.
everybody's like, well, wait a minute, because
Well, here's my
I saw
theory.
this character and they look suspicious, and I see this one and she looks innocent, but maybe too innocent. And at least with here, right, there's these new people that come in, and it's this whole thing of like, oh, the husband's been gone, and we're really religious, and it's this like, and also the kids, need to be in the darkness, and I feel
Yeah.
like there's these. I really want to pinpoint it, and I was
I
watching
think
it.
I know what it is. I think the red herring, and that's what this film has going for it.
I don't think the red herring was strong enough.
Well, here's the thing. I think the red herring was hidden a little too well. It was hidden in the religious aspects. Nobody's gonna pay attention
Ooh,
to
that
the,
is true because I didn't
You know
catch it
what
the
I'm
first
saying?
time.
Nobody's gonna pay attention to the 4 levels of hell and stuff like that because they think it's just the mom teaching the kids this religious mumbo jumbo, which even they admit to like. I don't know. I don't know if I believe it.
Yeah.
And I think that's how the audience is to an extent. But I also think that because the red herring exists in that capacity, the film is packaged extremely well because of the era it's set in, 1940s, post-war or during the war, 1945 specifically. I think that's what it has going for it. It's packaged really well so that it's not cheesy and easy to decipher right away.
Okay.
It does keep you going. I mean, it's easier to decipher when you've seen enough of these, and I think that's what happens, right?
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
But it's not. I mean, dude, 200 million. A lot of people liked it, and a lot of people walked out feeling like a general audience member will fall out feeling like, "Yo, what the fuck," So I think it does that extremely well. I think because it's packaged in this 1945, my husband's off to war situation. I think it hides the red herring extremely well. Is it strong enough? I think so, but again, I'm a sucker for those things. So, but I think it's hidden so well that it's buried, and I don't think the mystery really comes from that.
You really think it's deep? Nah, I think it kind of slowly we kind of get it.
In a weird way, I want to just piggyback and agree off of that, only because I know that was a big thing for like my parents, feeling like that. I think it's a more eerie sense of like an eerier shock at the very end, because this whole idea of being raised that there's heaven and hell, and if you're good, you go up, and if you're bad, you go down. But if you don't do the right thing, and you're in this weird kind of in between place, that's scary. This infinite that's why they linger so much on that dialogue where they tell the mom's telling the kids like, go ahead and close your eyes and try to imagine infinity forever, and just like
dizzy.
being lost and all that kind
You
of
also
stuff.
have to wonder, because at the end she does reveal in a monologue where she's like, I thought this was God giving me a second chance. She thought she lived, right? She thought that it may have been all of in her head.
Yeah.
And maybe she wasn't religious before the death.
No, you think?
Well, it doesn't say.
No, I know, but that's
Is there clues?
the
Is there
idea here.
clues?
Well, the fact that now she's very hardcore on the kids learning the Bible and learning what hell and
But I
heaven
mean, they're
is.
still kids, so it could have been like that's how she's starting.
That's
But
but that's the sleight of hand. It's like, well, it's just a religious mother. Dad's off at war. She's going to teach him right from wrong. She's going to teach them heaven from hell. But when she reveals that, she's like, I thought this was God giving me a second chance, and I wasn't going to squander it. Now she's like, I got to teach kids wrong from right. Like maybe she wasn't that way before.
that is true. That's got me thinking, because most of the kids will just take in anything the mom says, and they're very especially the little girl. She's very
Mom's the word, right?
She's very
Right.
rebellious. So yeah, it could have been like after that she became very. That's a good.
I think also just putting it that these kids.
I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, because you're dying.
Yeah, man. I don't know how
No,
it
no.
sounds.
I think it's just that also the kids, because they're trapped, for a lack of a better term, in this house, and they feel it. They feel like, oh man, we can't see the sunlight. We can't go outside. We
Yeah.
just have to exist in our home. And
Again,
they're
it's
like,
packaged really well. Even the condition they have, right?
Right.
yeah.
Right.
and I mean, even the little girl, like, when the mom's like getting mad and trying to treat her like a normal daughter misbehaving, like, go into the other room, like, I'll deal with you in a second. And then she's like, well, I can't. Like, she's almost more than anything frustrated about the situation she's in.
And again,
I like that.
That's fascinating
I like
to me
that.
because of the servants or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because even they're like, she's like, close all the curtains. She's gonna cross into the living room, and they're playing into it. They're like, this bitch. Let's just do it. Let's just play into it. Because again, that idea of she's acclimating. She hasn't accepted that she's dead. Let's just play into this.
See, I never.
Is it
I always ask,
they
like-
don't talk about it, but is it supposed to be a recent death?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, so it's supposed to be fairly recent, where she
Yep.
just hasn't accepted.
Yes.
You're a ghost now.
Yes, that's part of the
okay.
reason why these
Yeah, the three-
individuals, like, they died in this house before her.
So they just
they're-
gotta, because even in her dialogue where this always happens, sometimes we can feel them
Yeah,
coming,
yeah.
sometimes not.
Yeah.
So I guess them just coming around is just to make
I
them,
think the real twist. I think the real twist isn't the fact that she's dead. It's the fact that we go into the living's perspective of the seance.
that's what's
right?
fascinating about it. We've
That's-
never seen it from. Well, I've never seen it from that perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think when you watch it again, and it is a fun second watch, but when you watch it again, all the little times that she's nervous and she'll close the door, or she's nervous and she'll just like open a cupboard or something like that.
Yeah.
And then imagining it from like the living perspective.
Of,
and
like,
then,
the
That
yeah,
as a
and
kid,
then-
that fascinated me.
And I feel like we've seen so many films that are
Of the
like-
living, from the living
Yeah,
perspective.
from
Exactly.
the living perspective, where table shakes, things close. What's
like
it
when she's
called?
putting
Oh,
back the
kids-
piano
kids
from the other
talking-
perspective, like who's closing
Yeah.
the piano? But
There's
Ma-
kids
master
talking
double-
to like the ghost and all that, but in this one,
Masterfully executed, by the way. That the transition scene, of like that's yours, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, masterfully executed. The scene where she's opening the door and sees the old lady with the eyes of medium. That was executed extremely well. To go from the dead perspective to the living perspective, that was done extremely well.
What do you mean though? Like, I felt like that was pretty much any other horror film.
No, I don't think so. I think other people do it very like, I don't know, not as smoothly, not as seamlessly. I don't think it had any
I like that
seams
image.
because, especially when either or party isn't in the frame, you know, that's when you're cutting between perspectives, and it doesn't feel like a cut. It feels like you're in the room examining both. So I thought that was done extremely well.
Also, one of the scariest things about a movie is when you don't see it, especially in that scene where where the little girl's talking to Victor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I will say,
And you're
by the
kind
way-
of seeing it from the other little kid's perspective, the scared one.
right.
Oh, bro.
I will
it's
say,
so
by
many
the way,
layers to that.
I will say, part of the early 2000s tropes is that I feel like this had unnecessary jump scares.
Unnecessary?
I was really, really hoping that it was not going to have any jump scares, and it's got a couple.
I thought it was soft on the jump
It's got a
scares.
couple.
No, it was
well,
soft.
it was. There's only like two, but
But
Exactly.
there was one that
And
it
no
did,
score.
It did the classic like
The old lady?
2000s. Yeah, where the old lady
Yeah.
and it like zooms in.
Yeah.
It's a half a second
Yeah.
shot. Zooms in on her and then it shows her here
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
that weird kind of cutting where you're like, oh.
yeah, that's what I was like. Come on, guys, you didn't have to do that. You would have
Oh
been
my
better
God.
off for it, but maybe the studio
Oh, before
fought
we
for
keep
it.
going, Eric.
But this is
Sanchez.
2001.
I know that's the problem.
And back then we weren't used to
Okay.
the jump scares.
What do you mean? They've been around since the 70s.
Well, but that's
But
where
not-
they got to a point of like being repetitive.
Oh,
you know?
this one's a
I
little
think
bit
you know
more.
what we had to blame Scream for that. 'Cause
Yes, for
Scream
sure,
did
for
that
sure,
the
for
fake
sure.
jump scare so
Yeah,
much.
Wes Craven didn't give a fuck, man. Like he was like, I'm gonna lean into this shit.
yeah,
Austin.
fuck yeah, genius man.
Can we get a finger count of the ratings for you?
Yeah, what did you think about it?
I didn't know you didn't bring your mic today.
Keep going. Keep going.
No, he brought his mic last time. He had another mic.
You had trouble with it.
So that's
Nobody
like a
figured it
7.5? 7 2/4?
Hey,
Hey, all right.
Okay.
I love that.
what do you give it?
Damn, I'm trying
You've
to.
seen this before, so
I saw this as a kid, but like a lot of it feels like kind of just in parts. I don't know why. I guess it's just not one of those movies.
I'm starting to become part of the school of thought that if you haven't seen it in over 10 years, you haven't seen it.
Right.
That's just where I'm at now
Right,
with
but
this.
like I remember a lot of the key moments,
Okay.
like the
reveal.
surprise, the reveal. I remember that a lot.
What reveal?
That they were dead the whole time.
That they were dead the whole time.
Yeah, because as a kid, you're not gonna pick up certain things, and plus, I didn't watch it in a conventional way of watching. I didn't sit through the whole thing. I just kind of I would kind of
you'd
pop
pop
in
in.
and out because I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
still.
You know
I
what
was-
Eric told me? He's
doing
like,
shit.
oh, okay, I remember this. He's like, it's got a twist, and then he's like, I'm not gonna tell you, but it's very much in line with like your style. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay,
Not the twist itself, but the story itself is more in your line.
yeah,
Because it's to me, this one was more. Sorry. This is a spooky movie for those who don't like horror films.
Yeah, it's like a ghost story.
it's a ghost story. It's a campfire
It's
ghost
a ghost
story.
story. It's like giving a kid a spooky candy here.
Yeah,
You know.
it's a campfire.
and
I
it's
wouldn't
not-
put it
that's
that
not-
mild. It's
I don't
not
know
that
how to
mild.
take that.
I know it's an exaggeration, but
Yeah.
that's how I feel. Like if someone who hates horror films, like
Oh,
I
man,
can't
that's-
watch horror
that's-
movies.
But it's
I
a,
like
it's a
that.
campfire
No,
ghost story.
but
no,
still
but that's
psychological.
what I mean. Like,
Think about the perspective of this being an intro into horror.
yeah, like if someone like
I-
who hates
Oh,
it-
man, you're killing me. What do you mean?
no.
Yeah,
Like
it's not that scary, dude.
listen to
Well,
me.
it's not
Let's
scary
call
in
it-
the
let's
part.
call a spade a
It's
spade.
not-
No, but
it's not
listen
scary.
to me
Go for
because
it.
it's not just like a campy movie where like, oh, that's ridiculous.
No, I didn't say
It's
campy. I said campfire horror story, campfire ghost story, where you're sitting around the campfire and ooh, they were dead the entire time. That's what I mean by campfire ghost story.
yeah,
That's
I
what it is.
disagree.
yeah, so that's why
wholeheartedly.
like it's like we're out exactly that, like a campfire story. You kind of give them the story and like, ooh, spooky, but then we all laugh at the end.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, but like it makes
No.
you, it gives you
The
the,
way this
it gives you the
filmmaker
thing, it
created
gives you
this
the
film, you
sensation
can't-
for a bit, and then you're
you
like,
can't
all
tell
right,
You
Yeah.
get,
Story
you get
like
the
that.
small sensation,
Yeah.
the thrill,
Yeah.
but then you're fine at the
Yes,
end.
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not thinking about the mom sacrificed the kid in the treehouse because her mom's a demonic
Yeah, like
Satanist.
honestly,
There's no
Noth-
rape. There's no
noth-
tree rape
no,
scene.
nothing. Nothing about it like.
It's not
feels-
disturbing.
No, yeah, nothing about
No.
it gets. Nothing about it's edgy up until the point where it's like, then the mother smothered the kids
Yeah,
and shot
yeah.
herself, and it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh my god, like
But-
I forgot about that
And
part.
it's also like a very well-crafted story where
It also doesn't tell us why, right? Or did I miss that? Why she did it? Why she killed her kids?
no,
and
I think she just felt alone, dude. Like,
I think because she felt like this guy was never gonna come back.
That's what we're
and-
speculating, though, right? They
No,
never
but-
explained.
We're
Like,
speculating.
like,
I don't-
went
I don't
crazy.
think
the
they-
kids do talk.
She went
about-
mad.
She went mad,
Yeah.
and then they're
But-
like, no, and then it's like, don't you remember she went mad and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and then
But
the
for
other
the
kid's like,
reason-
oh yeah, don't
then I
like
guess
don't talk
she's
about
just
that,
a
but like,
crazy bitch.
Yeah.
then.
I think she went mad because
That's why I was just making sure that I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, they don't like concretely say how or why.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Okay.
guess yeah.
So score.
Score. It's all right, man. Just shoot me. Shoot me with it.
Shoot me like she shot herself in the head.
I think it's 6.9.
6.9.
Yeah.
Just go to the 7 and be nice.
Hey, I did.
he did.
Yeah, I was thinking 7, but like, nah, 6.9.
That's
Just to
fair.
fuck
That's
with this
fair.
guy.
All right. So we got a 6.9.
Didn't we need Costros?
Hold on. I'm leading up to let me build my fucking story here, the law. 7, 6.9, 8, 6.9. What do we got?
What's the correct answer?
Mine's a strong 8.8. And I say this,
8.8.
That's really high. Yeah.
it holds a strong place in my heart because when I first saw it, I really didn't.
Know what love was till you saw Nicole
No,
Kidman?
I'm not like you
love
guys
is-
that dissect the movies since you guys came out of your mother's womb or some shit. No. I saw it just for the simple fact that I had never seen a scary film because I think 3 years before Sixth Sense came out. So
I was going to compare this one to
so
Sixth
yeah,
Sense,
so
man.
the
I mean, that
whole-
reveal and...
Yeah, so it was already out there.
You're on the nose, yeah.
But the way this filmmaker created this one was such beautiful because it gives you that little details
Because
and
he's European, man. He knows it. He knows how to do things tastefully.
You know what?
Yeah.
The style, like the texture,
Yeah.
reminded me of the Color Trilogy. Like
Yeah, 3 colors.
Yeah.
Even
Oh, wow.
I would even go a little further into the horror sphere and say that like Pan's Labyrinth, you know, it's got
yeah.
that Pan's Labyrinth
Never heard of
undertone of like what
A little bit.
of the war and the fog and the you know
But British.
I guess,
Right.
yeah.
you know
No, yeah, and then I really love Nicole Kidman's performance.
yeah, she's terrific.
I mean, she does well with this, you know. Now knowing this, seeing it for the second time, how she struggles between faith and knowing what's in front of her.
Right.
Right? It's just like we were talking about silence, right? It's like
Oh, that's good, man. That's good because what if her character's exploration is let's go into my theory of she wasn't religious before.
Right.
And this was a desperate attempt to save her kids.
it's actually a really good one. I never thought.
You know, what if this is a desperate attempt of like she's gone crazy, she's convinced herself that she's not dead and this is a second chance. And this religious attempt of like, no, I can save them. I can still save them. This is not the end. This is not the end. I can still save them. That's good. That if her character is in that mindset and that's her end goal, that's her want. Yeah, she's
Yeah, she nailed it. She nailed
Yeah.
it in the head for sure.
Also, how fucked up that is. Like, they're just gonna get stuck in limbo.
in the loop.
That's
Oh,
the,
I love
that's
that
the
line
fear
at the
of it,
end,
bro.
right? Like
That's
this is our home, or what's the exact line? No one can take this from us.
It's our house,
It's
or-
our house. It's our house. It's our house.
That's the whole fear of being good or being bad. bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that just holds a special place in my because it was the first time I saw it from a totally different perspective. I mean, I think it took me like 2 days to like for my aunt to tell me like, no, she's dead. You know, you're seeing it from the other side,
Yeah.
and
Ghost POV.
I'm really tripped out at how much the story is in very good parallel with Beetlejuice.
I was about to just
What do
say
you mean?
that,
What do you
dude.
mean? Elaborate.
This
Well, the
is like
afterlife,
this
like
is a more
afterlife,
Yeah,
they're
think about
serious.
the
stuck
couple.
in a house.
Think about the couple. They're stuck in their house. The,
And they
Hold on,
hired
let me
the
put this together.
intruders are moving in, and like the seance.
It's basically
They're trying to scare them away.
It's a serious
It's
Beetlejuice.
Nah,
Except
I'm
there's
thinking
no
of the original
usher,
one.
there's no usher
Yeah.
into the.
But remember how when
Wait,
they,
Well, I
Even
guess
with
the
the
old
lady
lady.
in the-
Maybe the old lady is Beetlejuice in this case. A weird kind of Beetlejuice.
and
That
then
is true.
What happens when they like leave outside their house? Oh, they go into purgatory, but it's a weird sand dune place.
dude,
Oh yeah.
Like you just
that
can
is
never
trippy.
leave.
That's a good call.
Oh, and then it's the daughter that can talk to them for some reason. Like, fucking, it's a serious
It's too
Beetlejuice.
close.
This is a very serious
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
It's too
I
close.
wanna.
That's why I was saying I think there could have been something really interesting if Sam Raimi came in and was
No,
gonna
they're
do
gonna,
these.
instead of finding the people who are dead, it's gonna be the Necronomicon in a bigger place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to read something that I just read that hits it on the nose for me, and he always does because he's fucking Roger Ebert. But I want to know your guys' take on this because I think this is how I'm feeling about it, and I think this is why I give it a 7, and I think maybe we all feel the same way. But he says he gave it a 2.5 stars out of 4.
Wow.
Roger Ebert,
50.
and he says Alejandro Amenábar has the patience to create a languorous, dreamy atmosphere, and Nicole Kidman succeeds in convincing us that she's a normal person in a disturbing situation and not just a standard issue horror movie hysteric.
Screen
We
queen.
talked about how, wait, I'm not done with the quote, but pausing here in this part of the quote, we talked about how the law, especially, I think, Castro too, you guys didn't love Rosemary's Baby. Her name is escaping me right now.
The main actress?
Yeah, you didn't like her performance because you felt like
It got better towards the end.
yeah, but it was just like almost like the Scream Queen who's just reacting, very reactive. There's no substance there. Sorry, Mia Farrow.
Mia Farrow.
And how you get so this is Roger Ebert's basically saying like she did a little bit of a better job here, right? Like she convinced us that it's not just this typical horror Scream Queen. But Roger Ebert goes on to say, however, in drawing out his effects, Amenábar is a little too confident that style can substitute for substance.
Oh,
Yeah.
that hurts.
But do you feel like that's accurate?
I mean, because you guys talked about it, but I mean, I like the story, but visually it's beautiful, right? But
Exactly, that's style, not substance.
I get it.
What I kept saying, fucking Silent Hill over here. But like,
No, and again,
and I love the atmospere for Silent Hill.
Yeah,
so-
It's
Same.
stylistically.
And like I was
great.
saying, because even when you're seeing stills from other movies, and even in the horror atmosphere, you can have softly lit moments, and it can work because you need to have these impasses where the audience feels safe and they feel like they're comfortable and know everything that's going on. So when you flip the script on them, it has a bigger punch. You always have to have that. But with this one, it's always beautiful. It's always these gorgeous shots where, even when she's in danger, you could imagine that if you put on some different music and made it sound a little bit more romantic, it's almost like reminiscing about these moments. And it's very gentle in the way that she's going through the house and everything.
How do you guys do that? That's good.
Yeah, you don't always feel like if you take a shot.
Because I'm thinking of when they're running.
Yeah.
And by the way, it also does make you feel like they've just moved in. Right? They've just moved into this house. And that's why she's hiring help because the other help, quote unquote, is left. So they're adjusting to a new way of life because they're hiring new help. And the new help has to adjust to them, right? You can't open the curtains for the kids, And again, it's making you feel like they're in a new step, in a new place.
Or could it just be that the dad left and she's just overwhelmed with the children?
Well, no, because she describes it as we had help.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. They didn't even come for their servants.
She even said it. She's like, when she's introducing them, she's like, you'll notice that the house is a little unkept because it's been a week since we've had help.
Oh, okay. I missed that one.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it is very much introducing it that way, I think, for the new servants.
Yeah. Now then, yeah, sure.
But to me, it felt like they just moved in not so long ago. Not like the unpacking boxes or anything like that, but like acclimating room per room, right? But for the new help, we're taking them into the music room. We're taking them into this room. We're taking them into the kitchen. These are your quarters. This is the shed. We see every inch of this house.
And again, in the horror atmosphere, that's good because it plays into this whole idea that make your audience feel like they're even more in the know than your characters.
So I love you brought this up in previous episodes where it's like
you can pull that off.
where it's like let's familiarize ourselves with the atmosphere. So the moment something is standing out that doesn't belong in the atmosphere, that's going to play into the scary effect.
Yeah.
Right? So the minute we hear voices in a room we know is empty, it tricks your mind into feeling like, no, I know this room has nobody in it. it's just a piano, and she locked it with key, and
I'll put it to you like this. I categorize it as a horror,
yeah.
but it has a certain section, right? There's like a gory ones,
Well, yeah, of course.
You got the Halloween
subgenres.
This is more of like that psychological.
I'd put it in Campfire story.
Yeah.
Nah, screw you guys. I'll
Yeah.
put it in my own.
No, it could be psychological.
Yeah,
She makes it psychological.
What I'm trying to say, my bad, is at the top of those type of films. This is one of my type of films.
Nicole
my type of
Kidman.
Oh,
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's definitely psychological when she's strangling her child because
Yes.
she's seeing
The whole
somebody else.
thing.
Because
She's struggling with faith and ghosts.
Her performance and her
It's all
character makes it
psychological.
psychological.
Right? Yeah. I guess so. Yeah.
I really wish I had seen it more of those moments. I wish I had seen more moments where she kept feeling like she's seeing somebody else, and maybe even
No. But then that would be too much.
No. I think that would have played more into this idea that she's the one being haunted. Like I really would have liked that.
I think it was just enough.
I thought it was too mild.
the one
think
at
so
the
too.
room and then the run. I think it would
I
have been
feel
too.
like we should have
Because
seen more.
You guys
of
cut it
these.
like halfway. Imagining you.
No, because if I had seen that more, I think for audience members, you're more convinced that she's being haunted, and as the sounds are like, think
You
about
agree?
it as
I
as
think-
the
we
family,
should
the
have seen
living
more.
family. Let's describe the living family and the dead family.
Right.
As the living family is trying harder to get rid of the ghost, they're going to make more commotion. As the ghost are trying to also get rid of what they think is ghost, they're going to make more commotion, and it plays exactly into every kind of like paranormal film that the further you try to get rid of these things, the more angry they get. And that would have been awesome to see these moments of real conflict where they're just kind of like, we don't get it up until the very end that they're
But
like,
but you said the ghosts get angry, but we realize that it's living people.
no,
So they're
no.
not getting angry.
They're both
just
getting angry. Because,
one.
No, because if you
Just
remember at the very
the
end,
mother and the kids.
No, because then the husband is telling the wife like, no, we can make this house work, and then she's like, I don't want to live here anymore. Even the Victor saying that he was talking to the little girl, and the fact that was concerning the family, they're already getting kind of aggressive about the whole situation and wanting to make sure that like the ghosts don't keep invading in, and then. At the same time, the ghosts are like saying, "Who are these intruders?" Because that's the way they constantly describe them.
It's
So I
perspective.
would have loved to have seen that. I would have loved to have seen where, as it's ramping up on both sides because every paranormal film's like that.
Yeah.
But because
did.
because every paranormal film's like that, then you would have had moments where I would have genuinely believed she's the one being haunted
Oh, hold on,
until the twist is there.
Hold on, I don't know. I don't know if I completely agree with that sentiment.
That's okay.
I don't think it's okay to be wrong. I don't think every paranormal film is like that because we
No,
don't
just
get
a lot.
but we don't get both perspectives. We
Oh.
get one perspective. But what's cool about this one is we
Exactly.
get both. Whose side are you on? Who's the real intruder? Who's sticking around?
No, but what I'm saying is using
Yeah.
The real intruder is the ones that are staying there.
Why? They're the living. They get to
No. The ones that are moving in are not the intruders.
That's your perspective, right?
No, it just makes sense.
Why?
No.
Well, yeah, it makes
what-
sense to the living,
Yeah. Okay. Well,
but not the dead. That's what I
Okay.
think is cool. I love those things.
What I'm trying to say is using the elements to throw off the audience more. That's what I feel like this was missing. Something that's throwing me off more so that when we get to the reveal, you're not already at the perspective of
Yeah.
like, oh, I
Yeah.
guessed it. She's dead.
yeah, that's
Right.
what I was hoping.
But I think
Like,
if they had played more into the haunting aspect, because every time we see
Yeah,
Nicole
yeah.
Kidman being haunted, it's always like a door slightly closing.
Those
Or-
are the tropes. Those
Yeah,
are the tropes.
Those are the tropes, but they never got more aggressive. And I
Yeah.
feel like by making them more aggressive, we would have felt for her character more, and we would have completely
I feel
lost
like
track.
what if
I
it
feel
was just, like,
the
super
complete opposite.
mundane?
It would have been too revealing.
Yeah, I also think like, what if they were more mundane? What if it's just like, for instance, why didn't we see running water? You know,
Yeah,
like the shower turning
filling
on,
a tub.
filling a tub. That's a mundane act of the
You know,
living.
I was thinking
but
about
to
that.
them, to like, it could be super eerie on this side of the coin. You know,
Yeah.
that could be. You know, they should have done more like that, not the door closing,
Or like
slamming, and the piano
front, like
slamming.
maybe have the front
The
door.
running with the
That's so
chandelier.
tropey. That's so horror
And you
paranormal
think, like,
tropey.
turning on the faucet, is it?
No. No, because it's such a mundane act in the normal in the living world, but in this world, it's like, whoa, seeing a bathtub fill.
I
and
hate
like,
that you're so wrong sometimes. Yeah. So right, my bad.
I don't know. But I agree. I think the tropes of it.
Here,
could've-
wait. I have a question.
Yes,
when was modern plumbing invented?
It's so green now.
Well, no,
it's
they said,
1930s.
she even mentioned like
Yeah,
the
they're
plumbing
coppers.
creeps.
So green.
It's so green.
So they've
Well,
been
it's the
they-
battery, right?
They did mention plumbing in the movie, like the old lady who died. She's like, "Oh, this is a very old house." Like,
Oh yeah, the plumbing planks and the wood
planks or some
creeps
shit.
and all that jazz. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, but modern
Late
plumbing.
19, early 20th century. Okay, so that kind of adds up.
Yeah.
No, wait. No,
Yeah,
that adds up.
1945. It was 1945.
Okay.
So late 1800s.
Yeah, so
Plumbing.
I don't know. I just feel like it helps to throw the audience off because I think, again, with a mystery like this, you're going to leave the audience trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
because of, I don't know, little clues and hints that add for great rewatchable moments later on, you're almost leaving too many breadcrumbs where people are like able to skip around and
Dude,
get to the
I
end.
swear, man. Like, I bet you M. Night was watching this like, hey, this guy's good. like,
Hey man,
no, yeah, no, you're right though.
hey, this guy's got.
you know what I thought would have been a little bit better is when the children find the tombstones.
That was so tropey. We all knew that was gonna happen.
I was hoping that it was gonna be
That
their
was very
names.
Back to the Future though. Like,
I was hoping it was gonna be their names.
All the kids' names.
Yeah, that would have been.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah, that would have been like,
See, that would have
holy
been a little
shit.
more.
you know what? For some reason, when I was like trying to remember how like they revealed it, I thought that's what's gonna happen.
The kids.
Same thing with me.
I was like, wait a minute. Oh,
they're gonna
no,
see the mom and
I guess
their
not,
names.
like,
Because it's 3 and 3.
so that's why like, oh, maybe that they throw off the audience there by thinking,
But it
oh,
was just
yeah,
the servants,
damn,
and I
it
was like,
just the servants.
that
All
could have
right.
been.
Well, do we have any rating changes?
I'm comfortable where the ratings at. Again, I think it's a great movie.
Yeah, I'll up it to a 7.1.
7.1?
Yeah.
Nice, right? You know, it's got some religious
Well,
aspect. Which
you know,
can,
where a point needs to go up, a point needs to go. No, I'm joking.
You guys will be thrilled. You may or may not be thrilled to know that in April 2020 they announced that they're remaking it. They're revamping it by setting it in present day, and Universal will co-produce and distribute the film.
But
we
it's
already
not
know.
gonna- exactly,
We already
it's
know
not
the
gonna
twist.
work.
Well, the twist is they weren't dead.
Well, that's how you get creative, right? What if that's not the twist?
Yeah,
what if,
It's gonna be.
what if we're more in the perspective of the living as well as
So
the
what,
dead at
what
the
are they
same
gonna
time?
call?
I mean, I don't know. They could.
This is called The Others. Like,
And what if M. Night directs it?
And
You know?
what if it's called?
no, I'm out. I'm out of
What
here.
if it's
Fuck
called
that.
2001
Yeah,
and then I'm
you know.
cool with. That's 2024.
What if it's called The Others? You know what?
The-
All right. Thank you for the opportunity
you guys
to
loved
allowing
it.
us.
No. Watch
You
it.
guys are the
Yeah,
awesome
go
people.
check it out. Genuinely, it is
Yeah,
really great.
please
it is,
watch it.
and it is a criteria. It got the criterion treatment.
It got a criterion.
It got a criterion
Hey man,
treatment.
don't act too surprised there.
I'm sorry.
It got a
It's the
criterion
costume.
treatment. Yeah.
We're
No,
all
that's a
surprised.
good thing. Go check it out.
Oh,
It's good. Dude.
talking about the horrors of the afterlife.
Of war?
We're gonna talk about what? Oh, that's right. The horrors of war. We're gonna be talking about next month.
Yeah, so well, that's
Real
kind of what I
life
wanted.
horror.
I
We
did
forget
want to
this, man.
bridge into that by saying thank you guys for
Bridge
tuning
of
into.
Spies?
Well, thank you guys for tuning into the Halloween episodes. Like we have a
with the
ton of
Juice
fun
Boys.
doing all of the horror episodes, and like we want to keep that going. So let us know what else you guys want us to talk
Yeah.
about
Yes,
come
please.
next Halloween and stuff like that.
Also, this is the second Halloween episode. I'm the only one that dresses up. Let us know
What do
if
you
you
mean
want
second Halloween episode? This is our fourth.
that
Last
I've
year
dressed
you
up.
did.
Oh, last year. That's true. That's
What did
a
he
very
come
good
as?
point. Wolfman.
Yeah. So let us know.
But November will be War Month. We're diving into War Month.
Yay.
The horrors of war.
Hey.
Who
We
wants
should call
to
it that, the
talk
horrors
about-
of war.
We're gonna call it bodies.
Jeez.
Yeah.
We'll be kicking it off with my
Yeah,
pick.
they were
We'll be
picking
doing
Jesus.
Apocalypse Now.
Where do people go when they die in war?
Purgatory. What did she say? What did you say?
I don't know.
Oh, they go to the goodies and baddies.
It depends on if they're goodies or
No,
baddies.
it depends on if they were fighting for the goodies or for the baddies.
Mommy, I want to be a baddie.
No, go read the Bible. We'll be talking about Apocalypse Now, Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now. If you guys can, and I'm gonna encourage these people to do it.
Yeah.
Before we even talk about Apocalypse Now, I want everybody to see
To go to war?
Yeah. No. Is it not Hearts of Darkness? Is it Heart of Darkness?
the documentary?
That's a negative.
Is it Heart of
What are you
Darkness?
talking about?
The making of.
Oh, Army of
yeah,
Darkness.
into the
Oh, somebody told me
No,
about
it's
it.
not into.
Into-
It's Heart. Is it Hearts of Darkness or
into the storm of.
no, Heart of Darkness or
No, it's not the Heart of Darkness. I know what you're talking about. It's into the.
Just put a making of. No, it's not a Heart of Darkness.
It's-
making of Apocalypse Now. It's a documentary that Francis Ford Coppola's late great
into
wife.
the storm of darkness. Fuck. No, you're close.
It's Darkness something. Dark Heart or Heart.
No, it's not
something,
heart.
no?
There's no heart in it.
Hearts of Darkness. I was fucking right.
Oh.
Hearts of Darkness. A filmmaker's apocalypse. This is the documentary about the making of Apocalypse Now, and it's just as gripping as the film itself. Because
But you recommend before the film?
yes,
Because I've
yeah.
never seen either.
Well, I guess maybe
Yeah,
you're right.
that is true.
Maybe you're right. Whoa, everybody here needs to watch it before we watch Apocalypse Now.
But
Because
I've never seen it.
as filmmakers,
They're gonna spoil it?
no, I don't think it does actually. I don't think it spoils anything because Apocalypse Now is not a plot-heavy film. It's not really about a plot.
Your mama's
I mean, I guess where
plot-heavy.
the Marlon Brando stuff comes out, but it's Francis Ford Coppola's biggest undertaking. It's the film he made not immediately after Godfather. He made a rom-com after Godfather. From the Heart or of the Heart or whatever it was called.
McLovin.
But the documentary of Apocalypse Now was made by his wife, who just died like this year, and she was an amazing documentary filmmaker. And this documentary shows you the fucking trauma that a filmmaker will go to make a film, and where they would tell him no on The Godfather. He's gonna take all his liberties to fucking make Apocalypse Now over budget in the jungles of Vietnam, just fucking going insane, all coked up. Like it's a fucking great documentary. So, Hearts of Darkness. If you want to watch it before or after, I don't think it really takes away anything from the film, but it shows you in the brain of a filmmaker making his crazy. It took him over a year to make Apocalypse Now in the jungles, going fucking nuts, living in the jungles. Dennis Hopper has great stories. Fucking Marlon Brando. Not Charlie Sheen, Martin Sheen, just great. So we'll kick off War Month with Apocalypse Now.
For mine,
The original or the new?
no, we're doing Come and See.
I thought we were doing All Quiet.
Come and see.
Okay, for Mr. Brillal's pick, week 2, we're doing Come and See. 1980s.
1980.
1982.
It's in the 80s, yeah.
And then Mr. Young has, Mr. Castro has picked, have you picked between the two?
Full Metal Jacket. If we're gonna do Apocalypse
Kubrick, we're doing Full Metal Jacket. And we're going to end the month with a audience request. Shout out to
The
Eddie,
Outpost.
Mr. Eddie Young. We're doing The Outpost per Austin's dad.
Tom Hanks.
I don't know. I've never seen it. Is it Tom Hanks?
Yeah, it sounds like a Tom Hanks.
No,
I've
I
never
don't
seen
think
it.
so.
Nah, Tom Hanks is Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Is this Tommy Lee?
Then again, Tom Hanks was also in Forrest Gump, which is also a war film.
Oh, okay. No, I was thinking, no.
2019? It's that new? I don't know why I felt like it was an older film. All right.
All right.
I'm trying to cast the second guy for a feature per Austin's recommendation. So,
Oh, he's pretty cool. Yeah.
yeah, he's
Oh,
good.
wait,
He's
where
the
did
guy
I
from
see him
Out.
get thrown out of a window from?
He's
3 billboards outside of Big
there
Missouri.
you go.
That's right.
But he was also the brother, the crazy fucking brother in Get Out. He's trying to like fight him and shit.
Oh, yeah, with
Knocks him
the
out.
broom.
Oh, I forgot about
yeah,
that.
He's good. He's good. Son of a bitch. Anyways, we'll be talking about war picks next month, or next week rather, and then we're gonna do Christmas episodes after that. So let us know. Again, I keep stressing on this, but like harping on this, but for next year, starting January, quite literally, we're gonna be taking a lot of requests. And so please let us know exactly what you guys want us to cover. We haven't filled in any of those requests months. Well, one slot, which is my wife's birthday pick, because
Happy
her birthday's in
birthday.
January. But other than that, like, let us know what requests you got. Like, we have a lot. We have a whole list of people that have already requested films.
I didn't realize
So
that.
we want to keep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we already have like 20 requests.
Oh my god.
So just let us know. Keep letting us know. We'll try to theme it.
For a moment, I thought it said, I thought it said
Movie
Truman
9.
Show and Truman Show 2, and I was
Yeah,
like,
a
what?
lot of these are animated requests. A lot of them are just like regular films. So like, just let us know. We'll want to lean into a lot of
and
these
then
requests. So let
a
us
couple
know.
of people that want to come on the podcast. We should have some
Yeah,
fun
yeah,
guests.
for sure. I know for sure.
Definitely.
Joe and Javier. A lot of people want to come on and talk film with us. So Chuck as well. So we'll do it. Just let us know. We're gearing up for next year.
Absolutely.
These are the months when we start planning next year. So let us know.
The Wrestler. Oh my God, hell yeah.
Enjoy War Month next month. And thank you guys for tuning in for our Halloween episodes. Eric has promised that he's going to try to continuously come other than just
I did.
Halloween films. So,
You signed the
he'll probably join us for War Month where he
contract,
can. Especially, you better join us for at least
everything, bro.
Apocalypse Now and Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah,
And my
I haven't
film.
seen Full Metal Jacket yet, so.
Ever?
Oh, bro.
Oh, dude, you're in for a fucking treat.
I have
You're
the
gonna like
fucking
that.
movie.
Oh, dude, you're in for a fucking
You-
treat. Vincent
he'll like that.
D'Onofario's shit, man.
It's your shit, bro.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Spoilers.
It is from that film. It's a very quotable line.
Spoilers.
Anyways, I love the main character of that, like his
Okay, nice.
transition. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in to the WatchTower Film Podcast. Good night.
Love you guys.
Juice loose.
Beetlejuice.
I'm happy. I'm more happy.
Wait, if we say it 2 more times, will he disappear?
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Beetle fucking juice.